What is going on today, guys? So it has been quite some time since the last video update. Actually probably almost a year, really. There's been a lot that's been going on. So you'll notice nothing really changed out here. But we have been working on insulating the garage, the shop, I guess I would call it. So as you can see, the walls are now finished. They're painted. There's insulation in here. It's actually nice and cool. It is a July day, so it's actually kind of hot outside, hot and muggy, but in here it's actually not too bad. So today in this video, I want to go ahead and clean off the workbench. I have a nice stainless top that I've made for the new workbench. And once we get everything cleared off, I'm gonna organize all the parts for the upcoming engine build for the Cutlass. You'll notice the truck is not here. It is actually still getting paint work done. So that won't be here for a while. Hopefully it'll be back in about a month or two. But for now, I'm focusing on getting this Olds Cutlass running. This is the motor that I'm going to be building for it. It is a Oldsmobile 455. I've had everything nice and machined. It's bored 40 thousandths over. Anyways, we're gonna get more in detail in building this motor. I got a bunch of parts to put into it, but first we're gonna clear off the workbench, get it all organized, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so we have the tabletop cleared off. We're gonna brush it off, make sure it's somewhat level, and then we're gonna put that guy on and start organizing everything. All right, so I have all the parts laid out. I believe this is all the parts that I'm gonna need to put this thing together. I have it in order of assembly as far as I know. I've never built an Olds 455, so I don't know all the ins and outs, but that's what I have my fancy little books over here for. Over here we have our pistons, 40 over. Everything has been completely balanced. The rods with the crank, with the harmonic balancer and flywheel, or flex plate, sorry. So I've got those. I've got some ARP main bolts, got all the rod bearings, got all the rings in here. I've got the ring compressor tool here. The oil pump is in here. Can't really see it with the bag. Oil pump drive, oil pan bolts, oil pump pickup, oil pan itself, the flex plate. I've got the new aluminum heads. The castings on these, you know, I was thinking they were not gonna be that great because they were actually really cheap, but they're actually really good. There's no flashing. They're, I don't know, really good as far as I'm concerned. We'll go more in depth when I go to install these. I've got the cam here. I've got specs on that guy, if I can find them somewhere. Here they are. So we're looking at 325 of intake lift, 339 of exhaust. Oh, that's just the cam lift. With the rockers, it should be 520, 542. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can probably just read all this. I'm not gonna read it all off. I'll probably post a link of where I got all these as well in the video. So I've got the cam, got push rods, the timing chain, well, timing set, lifters, the intake, head bolt kit, and then I have all the gaskets here. I already have the crank installed. I think I will probably, it's just loosely installed with the old bolts, so I will have to be installing the new ARP bolts anyways. but I just installed it to check all the clearances to make sure that we're all good. We're all good. So I guess I am going to try and put all the pistons in today, get that all set up. Any other miscellaneous things like the oil gallery plugs as well. All right, so I have all the main caps broken loose. All the bolts are taken out. I just took the caps loose just so that I can make sure that they have plenty of lubricant underneath them. I'm gonna squirt a lot of this engine assembly lube. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. Just standard engine assembly lube. Basically, I'm just gonna put it on all the journals. I've got the ARP bolts opened up. I made sure that they're the same length. They're a little shorter, but I think that is gonna be just fine. There's still gonna be plenty of thread engagement. So basically, to install these guys, you wanna have your washers. There's a chamfered side to them. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick that up, but there's a chamfer side that goes toward the head of the bolt. I believe they want you to actually put their special lubricant between the head on both sides and on the threads, and then basically you just torque it in 3 equal steps to 100 foot-pounds. And this comes with every one of their bolt sets, so it'll tell you exactly what your torque should be. So this isn't for the Olds motor, and this bolt set wants 100 foot-pounds. I don't know what you would be doing on your motor, but if you're building the Olds with these ARP head bolts, that's what you're going to be doing. So anyways, I'm just going to start assembling these guys. I don't think I really need to talk through it, so yeah. Alright, so one thing that I just made the mistake of doing is putting all these guys on without putting in the rear main seal. So I guess before you do this, make sure that your rear main seal is installed, because it's kind of a pain to take this all out again. Hey guys, it's me again. Well, it's a different day now. The motor is together since the machine shop screwed up the clearances for the bottom end. In the last video, you saw me trying to put it together, and I tried to turn it and it was way too tight. My plastic gauge was not enough to actually read it. So basically I had them just put it together because I was sick and tired of going back and forth. So they installed the rotating assembly. It turns over just fine, but again they screwed up in the fact that they installed the wrong, there's a little gallery plug here. They screwed that up, so yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. But anyways, today I'm just going to go ahead and install the cam, just because I don't have all the parts. I don't want to go too far because I got to install that plug and I got to do a bunch of other stuff and get some gaskets and stuff. But I'm going to install the 2 gallery plugs here, the cam, the timing set, and probably call it a day there. There are 2 plugs in the front. One requires a 3/4 inch socket, the other requires a 7/8. They're 2 different size and 2 different threads, so you can't screw it up. One of them has a hole that is to actually feed the timing chain. There's mixed opinions on whether you need this hole or not, but because the hole's there, I'm just gonna keep it there and trust the professionals. So yeah, they're either just standard pipe, don't need to put any sealant on them, just tighten them in tight. So yeah, we'll start there. So it looks like the big one goes on the right side. So it's tight. right there. And that was the 7/8 socket for that one. The other one is on the left side. And there's that one. That's basically it. Just tighten them in there really good. And then standard cam install. Got your assembly lube. Got your cam. I guess actually I should probably clean this thing off first because it was in a box and you can see it's quite dirty, so I'm going to clean this off first. Alright, so I cleaned off everything, make sure that everything is clean of debris. Obviously you don't want it to be rusty, you don't want any burrs or any fuzz or anything like that from the towels, so just make sure that everything's clean. And then obviously you just put a bunch of assembly lube on everything. There we go. Now it is installed. And now check and make sure that all your, well, first of all, if you got the right cam, all your bearings should line up in the right spots, and they are here. And then I always just spin it over a little bit, make sure that there's no big snags. But yeah, cam is installed. So step one done. All right, so cam's installed. I couldn't get this guy out. I don't have the 3-jaw puller to actually pull this guy off, so that's gonna have to wait. I also don't have a cam bolt, so I'll have to order that. That's pretty easy to put on, just line it up dot to dot, but I'll show you guys that once that happens. So for now, I'm just gonna install all the lifters. According to the book that I read, there's actually 2 different sizes of lifters. I guess I lucked out that the one that I ordered just happens to be the right size. And these are flat tappet hydraulic. This is the part number here from Elgin, I guess. You can read that. I bought this kit off eBay. No, typically you don't buy stuff off eBay, but it was a whole top end kit, heads, cam, intake, lifters, the whole shebang. So anyways, I can link that in the description. But basically, I'm just gonna again make these super lubed up. Make sure that the actual tappet is really lubed, because with the flat tappet, obviously the first startup is going to be the most crucial, but also they wear out very easy, and you don't want to eat your cam the very first startup. Alright, so I got all the lifters in. You'll see that there's a nice film of assembly lube on everything, because I'm going to be calling it good for today. I'll be sure to bring you guys back when I get the timing set put on. And then after that, basically we're going to start assembling everything. So putting heads, intake, front timing cover, everything. So stay tuned. If you like the video, please like the video and consider subscribing. See you guys.